622, don't stop believing, people. If you're on the bandwagon with the Raptors, just keep believing. We still have another game to play here. The Toronto Raptors lost a nail-biter Game 5 NBA Finals in Toronto last night. And yesterday at this time, Tammie Sutherland from City News was in Jurassic Park. Fans were surrounding you. Let's go Raptors chanting. Different story this morning, Tammie. Good morning.
Good morning, Riaz. Yeah, so 24 hours ago, we were wiping away the rain with all the fans here, and now it's completely different. Wiping away some tears, and the lineup that was here, that crowd of people chanting, now completely gone. We're waiting for the first person to get back in line now so that they can get access to Jurassic Park for Thursday's Game 6. Now, that game, again, is going to be in Oakland, but we have proven, Toronto has proven, that they are able to win in Oakland. So we're hoping that they'll be able to do this for the 6 in Game 6. That's kind of the chant that's happening now here in Toronto.
Well, there's two ways to look at it for Raptors fans, and given the reaction initially, you're going to see some sad faces, which we saw last night, but from the people you talked to, was it overly heartbroken or still optimistic about getting it done in Game 6?
It was a mix. So very early this morning, the people who we spoke to, some of them haven't even gone to bed yet. They were just disappointed. They were thinking about that final 10 seconds where Kyle Lowry took that final shot and it didn't go in. They were very disappointed, considering that the roller coaster of emotion started just a few minutes before that when the Raps were up by 6. And then all of a sudden, that lead was depleted. And then later on in the morning, some people, they're now looking ahead. I feel like they have processed what's happened. And now they're looking ahead to Game 6 and thinking, okay, we can do this. We have Game 6, but we also have a possible Game 7. A lot of people not wanting it to go that far, though.
Yeah, that would be a little too nerve-wracking if they push this to Game 7. Hopefully Game 6 goes their way. But a lot of focus, Tammie, on this game was the injury to Kevin Durant from the Golden State Warriors. The controversy, would he play? He did. And take a look at this photo for you watching at home right now. This is when he suffered his Achilles injury. Joe Natale, Rogers' CEO, nice seat courtside. Gretzky beside him. A lot of concern. But maybe the enthusiasm and emotion fans were overcome because they cheered initially, and there was a lot of backlash online to the Toronto fans cheering this and then later cheering for KD. What was the take you got from fans about what went down on the court?
Well, I talked to a Golden State Warriors fan, actually, who was inside at the game last night, and he said that he thinks that it was just people getting caught up in the emotion right away. Durant hit the court like running. He was amazing. He was hitting every single shot, and then all of a sudden, of course, going down, people just got caught up in the moment cheering, but quickly realized what they were doing and how wrong it was, and then again cheered not for his injury, but for his ability to play and just for him as a player as he was walking off court back again to get a look at his leg. And now we know it's a torn Achilles tendon, which is a tough injury, so likely not coming back from that, at least for the finals. So it's this moment where people were cheering. However, I think they just got their wits of them pretty quickly and realized what was happening. So Canadians, Toronto fans, Canadians in general, not one to cheer for injury, for sure.
Well, it was an emotional roller coaster last night. From what we saw in Games 3 and 4, Jurassic Park moved out west. Do you get the feeling from the fans in Oakland that we saw earlier in the series that many Raptors fans will be making the trip once again for Game 6?
Oh, yes. So if you remember, the crowd actually grew significantly between the games in Oakland. There was the one time where we had a dozen Raptors fans who were actually singing "O Canada" in Oracle Arena, and then it grew to about 2,000 at one point. So you can imagine that for Game 6, especially when the Raptors could clinch this in Oakland, there will be fans who will make the trip down there, and if they cannot get tickets, I'm sure they will be outside of Oracle Arena chanting for the Raps and singing "O Canada" for the entire country. So you can imagine that Jurassic Park that was here yesterday, that's going to be translated beyond here right out to Oakland and who knows where else. Well,
hopefully history is made. Game 6. Tammie, thanks for waking up early. Go get yourself a power nap. It's going to be a long week.
I will. Good night.
Tammie Sutherland from City News right there. Oh, boy, they're working overtime in Toronto right now, Russell Kate.